while the system receipting was pending, but the system, good thing is this, these people have already done their physical receiving and matched against it. It's just that the system receiving, that final step was pending. But there are scenarios, but we always encourage to do your system receipting first before you push it on the stores. Now just yesterday, the stores sitting in this particular store, the store wants it, but the logistics team is saying, sorry, we are yet to do system receipting. You know, they are abiding by their processes. Now everybody knows the critical KPIs, what they need to do, because if any variances arriving, the people who will be answerable is the logistics, and the main person responsible is the store manager. So it becomes very critical for the store manager to advise their respective teams to be very strict on their roles and responsibilities. So this team, logistics team, since the demand was there, they quickly did their physical receiving, did their system receipting and send it out to the stores, and the stocks got sold out. So you see, everything is followed in channel, everything followed in line in this, no issues. So when you are receiving the stocks, basic checklist and actions, right? So verify documentation when you get this sales order, check stock transfer, delivery docket, confirm locations, check date and reference. So becomes very critical for all these basic checks that you do. You should check the location, you check your date, you check your reference, you check the security seal number, it should be mentioned in the transfer docket. You receive totes with the security seal, yes or no? No? Yes? Yes? Or you don't? Security seal. Your totes comes with the security seal? Yes? Okay. Yes, the white tags. So if you go back, you will see that security seal number, that unique number, it's always mentioned in the stock transfer docket. Ruby, your team does that, yes or no? Yes? Okay. So these are the basic things that we need to check. We always also need to check the location. It's not that Vision City items is received in Wangani. We just check the physical, we check the system, it's all matching, but something is else on the transfer docket. Inspect shipment, visual inspection for damage, ensure boxes are sealed, very important for auto stations. You must ensure you check on this visual inspection of the damage, ensure boxes are sealed. We have got this JEX security seal tape, right? So if you see that is broken, that no, that item has been, the boxes has been tempered. Match goods, count items against transfer order, check order and clues. Update system, post stock transfer in system, ensure accurate codes and quantities, record discrepancies, note shortages, damage, report immediately to finance. The whole purpose of stock transfer in, to confirm the store has received stock from another location, formalizes the transfer of responsibility. So before receipting, verify codes, quantities, check for damages, sign and file transfer copy. Verify before receipting in system, don't receipt blindly, and don't receipt only based on the, just because the warehouse team is saying we have been doing this for past 10 years, there's no way I just receive it. No, you should do 100% check, okay. TIP. Someone, have you sent the report for today? No, you will go later and send it. Okay. So TIP prevents discrepancies. System location must match physical location to ensure accurate inventory counts. Avoid stockouts. In transit, stock isn't available for sale, leading to lost revenue. So again, I am emphasizing on this. There's case study coming up, and then you need to use this sort of examples and do that case study. Minimizes shrinkages. Accountability prevents theft and misplacement. So these are our standard for all POM stores. We should receive all the stock and clear our TIPs within 3 working days. Okay, 3 days. And for auto stations, the time you receive the physical stock, from that particular day, within 7 days you should clear all your TIPs. Basically, you should receive, and if there is any discrepancies, highlight it at the same time. So for POM stores, 3 days, I am pretty sure team has now reduced down this to 1 day or 2 day. Hopefully we can maintain that, and for outer stations it would be good if you can reduce this number down from 7 days to 3 days or 4 days. Best practice, set regular reviews of pending transfers. Don't depend on the email coming from internal audit or emails coming from finance reminding you to clear pending TIPs or provide documents. Now we also edging for the discrepancies. We are team is stating pending deliveries, which we see, TIP has been pending from for a week, and the team is stating giving the comments pending delivery, and then now we've advised warehouse as well. If once the locations are saying out or confirming that their delivery is pending, then we tell the locations what, then we go back to the warehouse what is actually causing the delay. And if warehouse is saying yes, they have already delivered, then we ask them to provide the delivery docket number. And then based on that, location managers, admins, logistics team, they go back and refer back of what has actually happened. Is it the physical items has been received, still sitting in one of the totes, or compiled with one of the totes, or items has been gone out to somewhere else. And then, the faster we report these discrepancies, it's easy to investigate and resolve. So set regular reviews for pending transfers, automate alerts for overdue transfers, train staffs to promptly confirm receipts. I believe the store managers would have their checklist, or would have set their sort of alarm or something, or a system where they should be always regularly checking all the TIPs. For us people, internal audits for finance, we have these checks on every 3 days in a week. Every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday. Every Monday we run the TIP report. We send it to the locations to update the TIPs, to provide documents. By Wednesday, we again review the comments and highlight on the anomalies. And then Friday we go back again and check what has been actually outstanding and why it has not resolved from Monday till Friday. For outer stations, yes, their loads are still in transit. Their items, at times what happens, transfer out is done recently, where stock is physically sitting in warehouse, whereas outer station is yet to receive the stock. So on those scenarios, warehouse teams, they go and comment, okay, this for this particular load. Locations, they also comment this for this particular load, and we are yet to receive. So inventory accountability, monthly review. Now since we have these cycle counts coming up, we have started with POM stores. Soon we'll be also implementing with outer station as well for cycle counts. We started with high value inventory items. We do surprise visits and do cycle counts, and it's easy to, if there's any discrepancies, we flag it to the manager, we flag it to the logistics team, we flag it to the retail manager, and then retail manager basically actions from there of what has actually happened and why these variances are coming. It could be that stores are kept in bulk, not physically on the shelf, or is it there has been some error during the receiving. So it becomes it becomes little hectic to go back and trail, but again that keeps managers and admins and logistics team on the toes to do proper receiving, and also to look out for if any threats, if there's any shoplifting, or if there's any stock discrepancies within the staff or amongst the staff that is happening. It becomes, it keeps them on the toes to look out for these things. So monthly review, managers must review reports, compare system versus physical stock, investigate variances immediately. High value focus, as I have said, priority checks, Ripkel watches, branded accessories, and high theft items. High theft items like Hot Wheels. You see the tags are there, the packet is there, but the toy inside is not there. And later I found somewhere it's lying down. So these are some of the things that is currently happening and leading to stock variances. And now we just need to decide how we want to work around this and reduce stock pilferages and stock theft, shoplifting. So random spot checks, weekly check, quantity, barcode, price. We have done for Vengani, just for example, picking Puma range. It recently got a release, so that was one of the things that we did. We went and investigated what has happened, and we came to found out that size actually on the slip and size on the barcode is two different. There's two different. We worked with, I believe, UK or US. There was something with that, but actually came down and discussed and investigated and had a discussion with Russell, with Rin, and we came to realize what has actually happened, and that has also now been resolved and flagged also to the procurement team as well. So this is something that helps us when we do random checks, and it's not only about IA team or finance team doing the spot checks. It should be responsibility of the store managers as well, the admins as well. You should do your random checks as well. Go for high value items. For example, Ripkel watches. You go just do a random check. You request for a report. You see what your SOH is showing, and you go and check physically what it is showing on the shelves in the bulk, and is it matching against your inventory report, your SH report. So weekly check quantity, barcode price, record findings in a variance log, share with finance immediately. Why it matters? It prevents shrinkage, builds consistency, and keeps store audit ready. Now coming back to non-merchandise items. So our non-merchandise items are hangers, clips, racks, mannequins, stationery books, manual sale books. And so when I say stationery, these are all the items which is part of inventory transferred from warehouse to respective locations, but it's just that you need to review your non-merchandise inventory and then advise audit team, finance team to do the adjustments. So something that what we are doing from our side every month by 20th or by 20th or by 18th, we run this report and share it with the retail managers to go through this list and advise actually if you have received these items. So in these most scenarios, yes, they agree, yes, we have received these items and it is in the store, but just because it is not a selling item, that's why we don't, retail managers actually they don't go and have a look at it, what actually it is there, and then we highlight them, sorry, this is what actually it is, our non-selling items, it's our merchandise items, non-merchandise items actually, and we need to do adjustment for this. And there's things like, as I've said, lights, there's mannequins, there's hangers, there's hanger clips, there's thermal bags as well. Thermal bags as well, what we do, we also do post adjustment for thermal bags, because at times what happens, we are using thermal bags for our shop use as well. Also selling out for the customer, but I see taking out thermal bags, packing down the flyers and going out for flyer distribution, but that thermal bag doesn't come back because it's not in a good condition to give it back to the supplier, sorry, to the customer. So these things we always go and ask the managers, ask the admins to go and verify against your physical stock, and if you see if there's variances, then we need to post adjustment for it. And we always need to ensure, yes, actually it's not that only sake for the sake of doing the adjustments, we always need to go back, yes, actually we have received this item from warehouse, or yes or no. So examples, hangers, clips, mannequins, stationery books used for operational, not sales, but they carry significant cost value and must be capitalized. So we'll see the nature of it, either we capitalize it or we expense it. So furnitures normally we capitalize it, but other items we expense it off. So it's very important we do it on monthly basis, else if you do not do this on monthly basis, then at one point in time if you review, you will see there's heaps of stocks which has been consumed already, but you post adjustment for it in one particular month, and then you will see your consumables spike, and then when you see what has actually led to that spike is basically our negligence, because we have not been reviewing it on monthly basis. So store manager's duty, deadline, submit monthly stock count by 22nd of every month. Condition, highlight damaged items or those not in sellable condition. Ensures accurate expense reflection in monthly accounts, as I have said. Now just recently when we are receiving items for credit sale from outer stations, like we seen items which we have received, especially there were a lot of items, looking at the condition of the items, it's not in a sellable condition, and rather than sending those items back to POM warehouse or JCS warehouse, it could have been identified there and then and highlighted to IA team that this is actually a damaged item, and then we need to do adjustment for it. There's white polo t-shirts, white plain tees, white formal shirts. It's not in a sellable condition because it has got lots of stain, packed with ends and everything. Now if that adjustment have been picked up, they are highlighted there, these are the damaged items, it have been reduced our administration work. Also, it's another extra effort to do stock out, and then team does the physical receiving, does the system receipting, it loads extra work. So those are the decisions which we need to make, and also see what are all our damaged items, and you do the adjustments on monthly basis. What we've recently seen, either it is sent down to JCS, or the other thing is these adjustments are only posted or only highlighted when the audit is near. When the audit team says get ready for the audit, and then we come up with, you will see request coming from store managers to post adjustment for all these damaged items, because it's not an sellable condition, and it will come up as a variance, and that will be picked up during the audit why it was not flagged at the right point in time. So, action required: managers review store inventory reports weekly, conduct one random physical check per week, submit non-merchandise counts on time, and lead by example accountability in daily operations. Are we on same page so far, everybody? Yes? Yes? I can't get anything. Pharaoh, yes? Jackson? Okay, I'll go to give vouchers. So, sales and redemption. So, just going on sales of give vouchers, we have seen recently what happens that just for the part of incentive sales, when you are selling it actually to the walk-in customers from the stores, that is actually not a sale, but since it is sold from the stores, we count it as your sale, and we calculate incentive based on that. But actually in accounting and in your financials, that is not counted as a sale. Okay, but there is a separate, if you are selling give vouchers in bulk, that needs to be highlighted to finance that you are selling give vouchers in bulk, because that is a totally separate, that's a totally separate from what your walk-in customers are actually coming and buying the give vouchers for. Bulk's gonna be separate, because bulk there'll be, you'll see bulk requests coming during these festive seasons when these companies might come and request for bulk of give vouchers. Like we do the same, we buy bulk vouchers from these for our Xmas period. When we reward our staffs, we buy it in bulk from these supermarkets. So at the point of at the time of the sale of give vouchers, ensure the give vouchers are activated in POS. So we are in the process of upgrading our Pronto system, and then probably we might get away from this manually going activating the give vouchers. So as soon as you scan the give voucher, it should automatically activate. And if you are receiving give vouchers for redemption, if it's not activated, then you need to question why it was not activated. Probably you cannot shoot down questions to this particular customer standing right in front of your POS in the queue cashier counter, but something that you need to, if there's a bulk of vouchers coming, they need to just put that, it's not, what all I'm saying is just need to have at least brief discussion with that customer where you got all these give vouchers from, because we have cases recently, a customer working with bulk of give vouchers, and then we came to realize we cannot penalize the customer at that point in time. We need to release the stock because he has done his part. But what we have came to realize that just to inflate the sales, just to achieve the target, this particular stores, this particular manager has sold bulk of give vouchers and asked the customer to come later and redeem these vouchers. We have scenarios coming like this. After implementing this strict SOPs, now this thing has gone down, but we just need to maintain on these things. But one thing we need to ensure that as cashiers, when we are selling out vouchers, we need to activate that in the system before giving it out. And if you are receiving vouchers which is not activated, they need to raise a question. Ask at least the customer from where you got this voucher, who gave it to you, from which location, if you bought it, from which location you bought it, and then we need to investigate further, highlight the same to finance, and so we can investigate further and also trail through our reports and see what is actually and from which location this voucher was sold out. We all know the give vouchers validity is 6 months. Redemption is actually counted as the sale, not the sale of give vouchers. So once give vouchers are redeemed, redemption of give vouchers is counted as the sale, not the sale of give vouchers. As I said, bulk sales require finance approval. Note, vouchers should not be used simply to capture sales for advance payments. As I said, only activation during sale is standard. Team, any questions so far before we go to our case study? Yes, Rina, you want to ask something?
Regarding the gift voucher, can we check it in Pronto from what particular shop it was sold for? For example, customer came in to us and use it as payment and it's not yet activated.
If it's not activated, it becomes little difficult, but yes, we can go back and trail when warehouse is dispatching these vouchers, looking at the serial numbers. From that, then we can trail from the records this batch of vouchers was given out to which location. And once we see the serial number, then we'll be able to pick out this sequence of vouchers was given to which particular location. Then we'll definitely know these vouchers have been sold from these stores. Yes. Yeah, Jared, you can also straight come up to me, or when you can shoot an email to PNG Finance, they will be able to help you out.
In conjunction with Rena's question, uh, if we are changing the vouchers that we have, right, it's for the convenience of every operation team. Can we, what you call, put the location code in the particular card vouchers, as we can see it on the spot, which location it's been sold?
We cannot print that physically on the gift card because that's purchased in a bulk, and we will not know that this particular voucher will go to which particular store, So we are buying in bulk and it's not stated. So once it is, as I have said, if you activate, then we will be able to know this voucher was sold from which particular store once it is activated. But we cannot specifically give this unique voucher to each particular store.
I'm sorry, one more question. The damage item that we are sending to the finance, who is really approving it for clearance?
For the bulk vouchers.
No, for the damage items.
For the damage items, actually, for POM locations, we're looking at the quantity. If it's 1, 2, then we just rely on what managers are saying. If there's a bulk of items, then normally IA team goes out and verifies if it's actually damaged and looking at the condition, and then we do IA team, based on the finance approval, once okay everything, then IA teams goes and does the system adjustment.
All right, this is just a confirmation that if the finance approve that we can approve the adjustment of the damage, the store can proceed with the process. Because what we are doing before is we are sending all the damage list to the finance, and the finance will approve it, right? But now we are a bit confused who will be the final approval of the damage stock for us to proceed with the adjustment.
So once you have your list, you fill the stock adjustment form, you give your approval, you give your store manager, you give your approval. It is sent out to finance team to give the final approval. But before we go to that, we let the IA team to actually go and inspect the item. So as I have said, if the item is 1, 2, 3 probably, we just rely on what the store manager is saying, provided the pictures are there, and then based on that we approve and we proceed with the adjustment. And same for auto stations as well. We work according to what manager is have filled out the stock adjustment form. We verify with the pictures, yeah, it's actually damaged, and then we post the adjustments. Sorry? In Wangani, some ways they can always go down and verify.
Yeah, because as of now, in Vision City, we are doing weekly, but the approval of proceeding, that's
so it's good practice to, as you come across this scenario, you get a damaged item, you see the item is damaged or not in a sellable condition, you highlight it the same point in time rather than waiting for the month to go and then you bulk up all this item and then do the adjustments. So it's good to do instantly, do real time.
So maybe we can consider again how many pieces that the store is authorized to proceed with the adjustment.
No, as I have said, if you see item is damaged, you do the adjustment instantly. You highlight it, flag it instantly. So there are other factors associated with it. Because if you are reviewing the stock, if anybody is reviewing the inventory report, they'll come to know, okay, this item is in Vision City, but actually that item physically it is damaged, but in the inventory showing. So if you see item is damaged, you flag it instantly, so it get adjusted at same time. So you get accurate inventory report. So these are some of the things associated if you do real-time processing of these items.
For damage, I think just try to practice that as soon as you get, don't file the damage out because it's showing in the inventory. It will affect your replenishment also. So if you see a damage, you make your stock adjustment request straight on, take a picture, send it to your approval. And if the stock is of some value, you can just discount and sell it to the staff if they want to take it. I mean, that's just clear it rather than keeping. And if you find there's no value to the stock, no one can use it, then just dispose it off. And disposal can be giving it someone to use it, but it has to be administered through the retail manager. because all stock adjustments is posted, cost is adjusted to your stock variance cost element, and we are monitoring that part of it. What's percentage of that, so as an awareness. But don't pile it. As soon as you get to say, okay, this we can't sell this to the customer, it's damage, is of value to someone, get stock adjusted, get a price, sell it to the team members if they would want to, otherwise dispose it off. So that's the process. If you pile it up, then it becomes a task to clear. It's like like a cupboard, and if you keep piling damaged items into that, it may take a day or two then to take it out and reset it up and refresh it. Right? So we all have that trust with our management team, and we know they know their responsibilities, and they'll not abuse the process. Okay.
Thank you, Avi. Okay, team. So I have a case study, 2 case studies. So we'll have 10 minutes to do the case study and 5 minutes for the presentation. And if you can go into detail and pick up all these multiple scenarios that this case study has and come up with a presentation for this. So I'll set the minutes to 10 minutes. And this is the case study. Oh, no, this is the case study. Jared, team, please come up.
We will start the other. We haven't complete the other questions anyway. Someone.
Team, you all ready or need some more time?
We need some.
Because if the group is presenting, I would appreciate if the other groups can also, attend to what they are presenting. It's not that you are focused more into making your presentations. So let's have a good learning. If you are all ready to present, or need more time? I'll give you 2 minutes extra. Please finalize.
Someone.
Just put your points.
Physical receiving. Physical receiving. Physical receiving. System receiving. Which one? Not good.
Points, yeah.
Solution, all procedures must be.
SOP.
Go by the process.
It's a funny.
Camera, don't know. It's okay.
Okay, team, so we have group 1 here to present. Let's focus.
Hello, team. Good day, everyone. For the case study, our team, we have come up with a few points. And based on that points, we have summarized few of the ideas that we put together. And also, Samo will go ahead and explain all of this in, and Robert. Thank you.
Let's give a chance to Francis or Robert.
Yeah, thank you. I'll give a chance to Francis and Robert. since he's a store manager and staff. Thank you, Robert.
Don't be afraid. Just give what you know, and then we'll all learn together.
Oh, sure, no, let me.
I'll say the first one.
No, no,
Say
it's
the second. Huh?
So it's about ghost inventory. Following a major dispatch, the POM warehouse sends a highly anticipated restock of premium Ripkel watches to Jaxhagen. The physical boxes arrive safely at the store on a busy Tuesday. To catch the afternoon rush, the store team immediately unpacks the boxes and places the items directly on the shop floor display. However, the store team gets busy and fails to execute the stock transfer in the system within the standard 7-day window for out-of-station stores. Now all we need to do is do the customer impact. If a customer messages the Jax Facebook page looking for a specific watch from this delivery, what will the customer service team see in the system, and how does this impact our revenue?
Okay. Yes, okay. For the first one, the first one is the customer's impact. Okay. Since the customer is not a walking-in customer, is buying, it's an online customer. So when an online customers like request for a particular item, mostly we go straight through the inventory, through the system, not the physical stock, because the physical stock is when the customers are walking in customers, then we go straight to the shelf and see the physical stock is there, and then they also see and we buy purchase from there. But the online customers, mostly we save them through system. So since the customer is on Facebook and is requesting from Hagen, Jaxhagen, right? And the stock has been physically received, and it was on display already, but the system receipting hasn't been done. So it means that in the system for Jaxhagen, the item won't be there, but it will be physically, it will be systematically still in in POMA, like a warehouse 2 if warehouse 2 is supplying it. So the effect to the customer is that we're gonna lose the sale. If only the salesperson at that time actually go and physically check the stock outside, then he or she will still know that, oh no, we have the physical stock. Then they will tend to realize that they have the stock, but how comes it's not showing in the system? But since it's the online customer, then it's texting through online. We will go through the system and just say, oh, sorry, we haven't got this stock. It is still in POM, so can you place your order down to our other shops there, which Hagen will lose on the sale that they should have done that day. Okay, for the second question, the security blind spot. If one of these premium watches is not is stolen from that particular time of display, like it was displayed on Tuesday and then the Thursday the watch got stolen. Normally for the high value items per every store management, when the high value stock is there, it is kept in a place that we have a stock card that we keep record. So every physical stock that goes on display, even though it is not gone through system receipting, but when it gets to its location and it is on display, it must be always recorded on the stock card. We have stock cards there. And physically, like systematically, the stock might be not in there. But as a retail manager and the section owner, especially for the high value items like Ripkel watches, it has to be manually recorded on the stock card for the everyday stock count. And it is done daily. Stock record is done daily in every shop. And every manager and every supervisor should know that, because it has to be done daily. In the morning you go check, and then in the afternoon you check again to close up your stock count every day. So by security spot, random check done regularly, we'll know. Even though it's not in the system, but if we keep to our procedure like checking randomly every day, we will still know that we have that stock, and we can still monitor that stock. But actually in the system, it won't be there. It will just like a ghost inventory there. Okay. And random check there, and that item get lost, it will very difficult for us to identify as well. So like every stock that goes on display, it must be on the stock card, especially for the high value items like the Ripkel watts and other high value items that we sell. So if the random check is done regularly, we'll know. And if it doesn't done, we are not doing it, then we will not know that stock is there and they said it has been stolen. There will be no record on that. So the root cause of it is, root cause of this problem is that physical receiving hasn't been done properly in the procedure that is supposed to be done, and system receiving too hasn't been done. So the solution to it, it's none other than the procedure for receiving and receiving must be always followed. Thank you.
Thank you, Group 1. We'll have Group 2.
Okay. All right. Pardon for that. We don't have the time to write it in. Okay. As you can see in the scenario, this simple scenario again reflecting on how we are really following the procedure in our shop. It's simply some of the items were not received. Were not received properly in the system. So the main question in the first one is, what is the impact if we items in the right process and in the right time? Again, I agree with the Group 1, because if we stacks on the right time and we are not doing the system resetting, of course it is a it is considered a lost stack because the stack is floating in the system. So in that case, as Robert says, it will be a bit higher in loss. All right, and in the second question, security. It is if we again did not do the proper. Of course, again that particular stack is not in our system, and no. But in the system, in the scenario, they said that it's displayed. So rather, it is displayed if we saw. Then definitely the our audit team will see it shows in negative stack because in the system. Now the audit team question us why it's showing negative. So those are the things that is reflecting the negative stack. If we have the stack and we did not do the system resetting and we displayed them straight to the shop floor, then we sold them, but it's not system receipt. Then those selling are showing in the negative stacks. Those are the report that is someone is sending us, right? So it is reflecting all connected to the accounting, all right? And the third question is, what is the root cause of this? And it's again the discipline of. Am I right, Ruby? Thank you so much. No, I'm not saying we are not following in somehow, especially in busy period, but it's not an excuse. Example for this crazy sales, we need to really look forward on it. And again, I'm hearing Ruby always saying, I know we are having a lot of things, but it's not an excuse for us not to do the right process. Thank you, Ruby, in that case. All right, that is the third part. And fourth is, what is the solution? Again, the solution is not only coming from one person, it is coming from all of us as one team. All right, because if the house team is doing their part of giving us the items and the store will not do the right process, and they will, things will happen. So hopefully everybody in the future, whenever do the system resetting. Someone, sorry, all right? I know you are thinking about that. Okay. Again, reflecting on how our teams are handling the situation. All right. Thank you so much. That's for group 2. Thank you.
Thank you, group 2. Group 3 and 4, do you agree or do you have any other concerns or do you want to add something? We'll just
Yeah,
move.
we agree. They already said the correct points. It's just all of matter of discipline again and following the SOPs.
Okay. Group 4, you will align? I saw, I could hear Jerry throwing all his expertise.
Just to add on to that, it's all about the basics. We go back to our basics.
Thank you. Okay. So we'll proceed with case study 2, and then we'll have group 3 and 4 to present on this. So group 1 and 2, I'm not saying you do not work on this, you also work on this, but we'll have group 3 and 4 to present on this second case study. So I have shared the second case study in the group, and I'm also putting this up on the screen as well. I've already shared in the group the second case study.
It's okay. It's okay. So let's discuss. Yeah, we discuss. 3 and 4 will present. So, fourth one is the best practice. Yeah. Separate files, yeah. All together. By name.
Singular, yeah, in singular file.
Yeah, single files, yeah.
Email file is
If
Ron.
we put all of them together.
Yeah. So email file is also Ron. Just so you can write on each spare sheet.
Write them accordingly. Not everything in one. Yeah. And PDF on the back. And the side is scanning, yeah. What's scanning, yeah.
There is, see what they have uploaded, all files.
In one PDF. One.
Team for group 3 about the case study number 2, Jackson's blind spot. Question number 1, spot the error. The errors was for the store manager to save the time. He sent it late, and the manager put it in one file, used the wrong file name. And the number 2, the automation impact is the Jackson AI robot will not read this, and it is not going to be efficient because it will just simply go back and forth to finance and to the store itself because it was not proper. File preparation and clear scans, like what Vinit said. Internet, we can download some applications like as cam scanner if our printer or scanner is not working. Number 2, compose to, of course. And number 4, send immediately as per SOP, should be sent before 10 a.m. No matter how busy we are, again, this is SOP, so we should follow it.
And that 10 a.m. is PNG time, so that's 12 p.m. Fiji time. But robot works overnight while we are sleeping. Okay, so we'll have group 4. Rina, you just missed the last part, the best practice. As you have said, send it next day, everything would before. Okay, sir, thanks. Okay, so we'll have group 4 to present. Jerry has been doing a lot of talking. I think Samuel will present this one.
We need an interpreter.
Okay. Yeah, stand up and present, please, so everybody can see. Thank you. Yeah, come in front, so the cameras can also see. The outer stations are actually joined through the link, and they are also watching.
Once again, good day, everyone.
Good day, Jerry.
Okay. Regarding the fourth case study,
Team, sorry to interrupt. I have been saying this before. If somebody is presenting, please pay respect and stay focused. It's, if somebody is presenting and if you are doing something else, it's totally a disrespect. So if somebody is presenting, please respect that and focus what they are saying. That's the whole purpose of this program. It's learning, as we have said openly. It's an open session. Please learn, and I hope we make the best use of this because we have been putting a lot of effort. We have investing a lot of money in organizing such events. It's not an overtime presentation. We don't work overnight just to make presentation and come here to present. It takes 3 months of preparation. We have to book the venue. We have to arrange the accommodation. We have to arrange for the food. We have to work on the presentations. We need to see what we need to present, what are the key. If I cover, there's a lot of things to cover. It will take a week, and then we're able to cover and go through all our SOPs. But still, we are trying to organize, so everything, looking at, we are providing the airfares, the accommodation. So we just need to factor in all these things, the amount of investment the company is doing, the amount of time we are investing, the sleepless nights, the presenters, they basically work on to give their best, so they put their best presentation. So I would appreciate if somebody is presenting, please pay attention and show some respect. Thank you. We'll be having the similar sort of same going over.
The segment won't be able to read the format because the format sent was incorrect, and additionally, it was not sent on time, despite the working period or the time that we wait, it was not sent in time on 10 o'clock. So, yeah, that's what we have discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Team, just want to highlight one thing. So, documents scanned individually is not an error. Actually, it's a correct thing. So, what has happened here, the documents has been scanned in a batch and sent. So, when you are saying documents scanned individually, that's not an error. That's the right thing to do. We need to scan each document individually. Got it. So documents scanned individually, it's not an error actually, that's a correct thing, which has not been done in this case. Okay. Thank you. Thank you to all the groups. Thank you to all the participants. I hope we make a good learning out of this session. So team, the floor is open for any questions. If you have any queries regarding what I have presented in terms of finance and admin, I believe HR has been well covered, and We have a lot of questions. So any questions for finance and admin, anything regarding stock transfers, regarding this Jackson, regarding automated bank reconciliation? Any questions? No? Everybody is feeling hungry, going out for the lunch? Yes, Ruby.
Now, just by listening to this, you know, the session that you just shared, it's very inspirational and it's good to learn, like from us warehouse. We don't do banking, but yeah. So listening through the session, I've just picked up something that, you know, bringing in Jackson.
Error in the end, there was an error. Like the admin accidentally type in a figure. It's supposed to be 24 and then she types in 42. It will still reflect on the system, right? And then how are we going to correct that one again?
So as I said, if the end of day is done incorrectly, Jackson will not be able to reconcile, and it will need a human effort to go back and reconcile and what has actually happened. So that's why we always emphasize, and that's the whole purpose of having these integrated posts. So cashiers actually don't have to go and press the numbers manually. Even this Kina FPOS now coming in, it will have the integrated FPOS machines. So we are trying to reduce as many as errors, manual errors, and trying to give out, use these new technologies and adapt to these new technologies to avoid human errors. So if you avoid these errors, then if there is errors actually, then yes, definitely it will need one of the finance officers' intervention to go and actually do the manual reconciliation. But as of now, what we are trying to maintain and improvise and recommend is you do your end of day correctly. So Jackson, it does the bank reconciliation on time and correctly as well, and efficiently. Thank you. Thank you, team. Anybody, any other questions? All good? Okay, that brings us to the end of our session for HR and admin. We'll go out for lunch, and then after lunch we have VM presentation and warehouse presentation, and before we round up for the day, we'll have recap from Samoa and Jared.
Our department, and if it is something to IT, you call Dixon, he is there to answer, and if it is stock side, you call warehouse. You say this is the scenario, but you don't know what you should be doing, and you get the right guidance and you execute. You know? And we have been trying to, or it has been tempered in the delivery process. So if you follow the processes, the exception to manage would be very less, and we would be running very smoothly. And saying this, I must acknowledge team, I mean, we have been running very smoothly. It's a timely basis if any SOPs is not covering a business scenario, so that we can keep on improving, keep on making that 1% improvement, and keep working towards a very efficient operation business that we run. Thank you for your commitment and support till now. Thank you, team.
Thank you, Avi. Okay, team. So let's disperse for lunch, and we'll meet again at 1:30, I believe. Yeah, 1:30. Yeah, 1:30. We'll try to make it 1:30.